Hi everyone, welcome to the ForceWithLuke YouTube channel, and today's video we're going to cover a few questions so everybody gets to know a little bit more about me and the reason behind starting this YouTube channel. Let's roll the video. So my name's Luke and I am the founder of ForceWithLuke, and I'm working as an associate solution architect working with Salesforce at IBM or Blue Wolf. When I left sixth form college, I had an A-level in IT, media and business, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my career at that particular time. My mum's husband at the time, he owned a Salesforce consultancy, and he said to me, why don't you come in, check it out, Salesforce is going to be the next big thing. And I obviously jumped at the opportunity, given that I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't particularly want to go to university, I just wanted to get straight in and jump in at the deep end and start working. I wanted to have money. I didn't want to deal with the struggles of university. And I didn't particularly like school. I didn't like doing revision, but I managed to pass my grades. So I ended up getting this apprenticeship job at my mum's husband's consultancy at the time. And from there, I worked my way up. I was managing the service desk for a bit. The consultancy mainly focused on non-profit clients, so it was much smaller engagements. Unfortunately, that consultancy didn't work out for unforeseen circumstances, and it meant that I had to find another job. And another opportunity presented itself at a company called Blue Wolf, which is now owned by IBM. I managed to get the job at Blue Wolf, and I went from working at the smaller consultancy as an apprentice and managing the service desk to now being a Salesforce consultant. And this is where I've been for the last 2.5 years now, I think. This was before it got bought by IBM when I joined, and then we went through the acquisition, and now we're a part of IBM. This has opened me up to a whole world of opportunities, and not just Salesforce related. It's been a really good experience in terms of getting exposure to larger projects compared to the smaller ones, and seeing how they differ between enterprise level, mid-level, and smaller level has been a really great opportunity for me. But that's how I got started in Salesforce, and that's how I got to where I am today. When I started in Salesforce, my goal was always to get the Certified Technical Architect exam. And for those of you who are in Salesforce or working with Salesforce, you'll know that that is the pinnacle of technical architect exams for Salesforce. It's extremely expensive, and people take extreme amounts of time preparing and revising for that particular exam. As I've gone through my career, my goals have sort of shifted a bit, and now working as a solution architect, I think I prefer the solution side more than the technical side, but I still like to keep in touch with the technical side and, be able to understand things like code, be able to understand the technical implementation side of projects, as well as being on the solution side. It's very easy to come up with the solution, but if you understand the technical capabilities of Salesforce, then it's usually beneficial. So I like to keep in touch with the technical side, but I think my focus now has shifted more towards the solution side of things, which is what I'm doing as a solution architect. So my end goal would probably be become a fully fledged solution architect, run smaller teams, and I've had the opportunity to do that in my previous projects at Blue Wolf, which has been great for me and one of my personal aspirations. I would like to continue getting my certifications, and I just want to see where my career could take me, to be honest. I don't really have any specific goals. Obviously, to become higher bands in IBM. It's a band system, and that's how promotions work. So my end goal would just be to continue what I'm doing, continue working as solution architect, and continue getting as much exposure to the Salesforce ecosystem and just taking anything that's thrown my way, to be honest with you. So the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel is to inspire others who may be in this particular situation. You may be just starting your career in Salesforce, you may be already working as a Salesforce administrator, but I want to share my knowledge and my experience of things that I've experienced over the last 6.5 years and will continue to experience with people who are in that situation. It may be that you're fresh out of school, the same situation as I was, and you want to start getting into Salesforce. It's never too late. Salesforce is still growing at an extreme rate, and it's a great career opportunity if that's something that you want to go down. As I said, I want to pass on everything that I've experienced and my knowledge of Salesforce down to people who are just starting their career, Salesforce administrators, Salesforce consultants. I think it's important to share the things that I've experienced, the mistakes that I've made, and I will continue to do that as long as it's helping people. I want these videos to be informative. I want them to provide help to people who are in that situation. As part of lockdown, one of my goals was to actually launch my ForceWithLuke blog. And this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I just never actually got round to setting up the website, setting up the blog, and start actually publishing content. And given that we've had a lot more time during lockdown, it was my mission, shall we say, to launch my blog. You can check it out at www.forcewithluke.com. The link will be down in the description. There's a few posts on there that you should find useful, and I will continue to make these posts on the blog as well as the YouTube videos, and each YouTube video will be posted on the blog as well as the usual content which I'm producing. The same thing, the same reason that I launched a blog is with the YouTube channel, to inspire admins, to inspire younger people who perhaps want to get into Salesforce, and sharing my experience, my mistakes. There's a great article on there, 10 mistakes I made as an admin, and it got really good traction, really high amount of views compared to the others, and people seem to really relate to those 10 mistakes which I posted. So if you want to check it out, the link's down in the description, and it would be greatly appreciated. My first piece of advice would be to really understand what career path you want to take when it comes to Salesforce. There's loads of options, right? You can either become a developer, you can become an architect, you can become an administrator. You might want to focus on a niche piece of Salesforce, such as Marketing Cloud, and just specifically marketing. So it's important to understand that before you begin, and it gives you a good starting point in terms of where you need to focus your time and efforts when it comes to learning Salesforce. Trailhead is a great resource, and I'll link some links down in the description for you to check out. It has all of the breakdown of some career paths, and it has on there learning and badges that you can use to get started. I mentioned Trailhead. It's also a great place to learn even if you particularly don't know what career path you want to get into. They have millions of badges on there that you can go through. They have hands-on challenges and quizzes, and at the end of it, you end up getting badges. A lot of people who are getting into Salesforce will spend most of their time on Trailhead understanding the badges, building out their own demo environments, and then they have something which they can actually show when it comes to interview questions. You can say, oh, I've built that in my demo environment. You can even show it to potential interviewers if necessary. My next piece of advice would be to take any challenges which are thrown at you. Throughout my career, I've been thrown in the deep end quite a few times, and it's important that you rise up to the challenge. You might be scared. I've been in many situations where I've been bricking it, to be honest. I'm told to run a demo for 50 people in a room, and you can imagine me, as soon as people see me, they just think, oh, this is an 18-year-old kid come to tell us what to do. But once you actually come across confident and you sound like you know what you're talking about, at least, you instill the confidence in those people. And now it's easier for me to run these sessions. You need to put yourself out of your comfort zone in order to improve in your progress and your career. So make sure any opportunity you're given, even if you're worried about it, take it. What's the worst that could potentially happen? As long as you don't end up getting fired, you should be fine. The future of this YouTube channel is really dependent on what everybody wants to see in terms of content. I have a plan, and that is to start posting videos of me actually using Salesforce, configuring Salesforce, and shedding light on my experience and my knowledge of the things which I've learned over the 6.5 years towards you. And for this, I will obviously be on the computer, which you can see behind me here, and I'll have the face camera as well. But I really think that there's a gap in the market for potential admins, potential people getting into Salesforce, and really good YouTube channels. So I want to try and invest most of my time into the YouTube channel, as well as posting content on the blog. As we go, we'll continue to grow, I hope, and continue to help people, administrators, people getting into Salesforce, Salesforce consultants, anybody who's interested in learning new skills, or anybody who's interested in learning Salesforce, full stop. So I really don't have a specific plan in mind, but I've got some content ideas, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe down below, hit the notification button so you're notified every single time that I upload a new video. I'm going to try and upload at least once a week. We'll see how easy it is to stick to that. These videos take quite a lot of time to produce and to edit in the background, so I'll try and keep it to one a week. But I really appreciate everybody who's watched the video. If you could like, share, comment, it would be very much appreciated. Check out the blog. All of the links are down in the description below.